All right, hello everyone. This is Mrs. Straub, and this is day one of the Industrial Revolution. So I'm going to show you a series of inventions, and I want you to try to figure out what that invention is, and you're going to enter your answer in the Edpuzzle. Can you guess what this invention is? The telephone was invented by Alexander Graham Bell. He was a teacher of the deaf in Boston. By day and by night, he experimented with the harmonic telegraph. This is a device for sending several telegraph messages at once over one wire. Voice sounds were transmitted for the first time on June 3, 1875, over this gallows-shaped instrument. He mistakenly realized through his experiments that he could create a device that transmitted voices instead of telegraph beeps. Can you guess what these two inventions are? The cotton gin and the spinning jenny were both invented by Eli Whitney. Take a look at this. This was called the Vitascope. This, of course, is the sewing machine. This is a typewriter. Here you see two different pictures. The one on the top left is of a very rural or country area. You've got a man standing here. He probably lives in something very crude, handmade, man-made. Down here you've got a street view in a city. The Industrial Revolution, 1750 to 1900s. The Industrial Revolution is defined as a slow process in which major technological advances were made from about 1750 to the 1900s. This is a time period when machines replaced human labor and new energy sources were developed. Rural, country lifestyle began to disappear, replaced with urbanization, where people moved to cities and people bought goods in stores instead of making them. Most people farmed all day, made own clothing, furniture, and tools. This will soon change. 25% of Europeans lived in towns in the 1700s. Today, 2% of Americans farm and 70% live in cities. The Industrial Revolution. The Agricultural Revolution was over and fencing off land from peasant farmers, utilizing crop rotation, restoring soil by rotating different crops seasonally, and the use of fertilizer from livestock. For the Industrial Revolution, or a second cause, is a population boom, shown by the chart here. Many workers were needed to mine, build factories, and run machines. The third cause of the Industrial Revolution in Great Britain our natural resources. Britain had huge supplies of iron and coal. Capital is a word for money. Money from farmers and trade to invest in new technologies and industry. This gave way to entrepreneurs being able to bring capital together, provide labor and new inventions. The Industrial Revolution, growing textile industry. This is another cause for the Industrial Revolution. In the 1600s, Britain exported cotton cloth around the world. It was called the putting out system. Cloth was made in homes and bought by merchants. So looking at this map, the purple routes indicates raw cotton coming from places like the United States, coming from India, Cape Colony, coming from North Africa and what is now Saudi Arabia. So the raw cotton was taken to Great Britain. In Great Britain, it was manufactured into clothes, cloth, other textiles like curtains. And then Great Britain would sell it back to those places that originally sold them the raw cotton. So the manufactured goods would go back to the United States, go back to islands in the Caribbean, go back to Cape Colony and India and parts in China and the East Indies. Keep in mind what's going on here in the United States, that raw cotton is coming from southern plantations and that cotton is harvested by slaves. Richard Arkwright, the water frame, huge spinning machine running on water. 1787, Edmund Cartwright, the power loom. This helped weavers to catch up to the thread. Now, horse, water, and steam power were used to operate a loom. The fourth cause for the Industrial Revolution is the factory system. In the 1760s, the factory system. Cloth production moves from homes to buildings. James Watt reinvented the steam engine. Factories now run continuously. As part of the factory system, we needed steam engine trains and steamboats. Goods could be transferred all over the country easily and quickly this way. Now I want you to answer this question. What were some of the societal changes that took place as a result of the Industrial Revolution? Answer it in the Edpuzzle.